and more people are feeling lonely. In fact, the U.S. Surgeon General declared loneliness an epidemic. So in an effort to spread awareness, the University of Houston downtown is holding an expert discussion this evening, and you're invited if you'd like to attend. Joining me right now to explain how you can get there is a speaker for the event, Dr. Luming Lee, and also Stephen Villano. You're with the University of Houston downtown. So I thank you guys both for coming in this morning. We've done some stories on this, our health reporter, on loneliness and when the Surgeon General declared it an epidemic. Can you tell us first, you are the expert in this case, you'll be there where people can talk to you tonight. What is the deal? I mean, why? Do we know why people are they more lonely or isolated, or is it just this feeling of that way?
Well, I think one of the things that we do know is that in Houston in 2019, before the COVID pandemic, there were 1 out of 2 that felt lonely or experienced social isolation. Since COVID has occurred, there's been real changes in the way that our social fabric is interacting together. And so what that means is that schools have been at home. We're seeing rising rates where the interactions amongst young adults and children are lessened because of the change in how school is done through being at home learning. In addition, adults were going into the home because of office spaces moving away from social connectedness. Now, some shifts have occurred in that companies and schools are going back to in-person, but that's not fully gone through in that way. And so we are experiencing more and more social disconnection as a result of how the pandemic has shifted. And also, before the pandemic, there has been concerns about this being a public health issue.
Yes, and you're with the Harris Center. So are you sort of studying this, or how are you so knowledgeable about these?
Yeah, so my role is as a psychiatrist and also as chief medical officer. So underneath my teams, we actually have groups of people that really start to look at the analytics of what our needs are as Houstonians within the broader community, both in Harris County as well as Houston, in understanding, are we seeing and experiencing more rates of depression, anxiety, those mental health needs of our society. We monitor the ability to deliver services in our organization. We're the local mental health authority, which means that we provide access to care for individuals that need it the most, especially on behavioral health and IDD needs. So we do track how many people are coming in. We also assess the intensity and the broader needs within our community.
And obviously this is important right now. So Stephen, this event that you're having tonight, it's a Vital Voices event where people will be able to hear from Dr. Lee and learn what? I guess, do you walk away feeling better? Do you walk away learning about more resources? I mean, what can people expect?
Hopefully both. We want people to know that this is an issue. If you're feeling lonely, you're not alone. So we wanted to call attention to that. We wanted to bring in the experts, Dr. Lee, and also we have Dr. Matthew Lee Smith from Texas A&M School of Public Health. He'll be coming to speak on it as well. We want people to get resources. We want to talk about it. We want to let a lot of people feel like they're the only one that's there experiencing this.
Right.
They're not the only ones.
And maybe you're a parent who has a teenager who feels this way, or maybe you're a grandparent who feels this way yourself.
In fact, loneliness is felt more among younger people than older people. Social isolate. So one of the things people are going to learn are the terms. Right? Social isolation occurs more among older people, but younger people report twice as many incidences of feeling lonely than do older people. Which
just seems so not in line with what you would think.
Exactly.
Right? I mean, they're in school all day. They have all these opportunities to see other people. I mean, it's changed somewhat, but so tell us where people can sign up for the event tonight if they'd like to attend.
There should be a QR code on your screen that will have information on where you can come. The event is at the University of Houston downtown at 1002 Commerce Street, 5:30 this evening. And it's also going to be online, so you can register to attend in person, or you can register to attend via Zoom.
Oh, perfect. They could just show up, or they can log in here. We'll make sure that they have the information they need to do that linked in this story. So tell us just really quick before we go, I mean, advice that you might have. I know you can't do the entire discussion, and it's not just you tonight, but I mean, what you would tell people who maybe can't attend this, but are feeling this way. I mean, it's not something that they should just live with.
Yeah, absolutely. I do think that when you think about loneliness, there's a lot of, feeling like I am the only one, but that is just not true. Half of America feels that way, and many Houstonians feel that way. And so when you're noticing it, there's a lot of opportunities around re-engaging, and it could be as little as starting to say hi to a barista in the coffee shop, or starting to have a brief conversation with somebody as you're walking down the street. More connectedness also means going more deeply into conversation as opposed to going through the motions. So listening deeply, so not getting distracted when you're on a device and talking to somebody. Really engaging in community service and civic engagement. Also just having broader awareness that this is something that is as detrimental to your health, the social isolation, as it is smoking 15 cigarettes a day.
Wow.
And so it is compounded over time. So it is so important to recognize that this is happening all across the United States, and also that you can get help if this leads to higher levels of, deepening depression or anxiety.
Dr. Lee, those are great ideas, very important to find the help. We hope you can attend the event tonight. Thank you both for coming in.